Welcome. You are here because you have a goal. Maybe it's a career milestone, a personal passion project, or simply the desire to live a life with less stress and more freedom. But there is something standing in your way. It's that familiar nagging voice that says, "I'll do it tomorrow." Today, we are diving deep into Do It Today by Darius Foroux. This isn't just a book about productivity hacks or complex time management systems that take weeks to learn. It is a practical, no-nonsense manifesto for overcoming procrastination, improving your productivity, and achieving meaningful things. Foroux combines articles, personal experiences, and psychological research to argue one simple truth. Your life is happening right now, and time is the only asset you cannot get back. In the next few minutes, we are going to explore the core pillars of this book. We will look at why we procrastinate, how to beat it, and how to structure a life that balances hard work with necessary rest. So take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's begin. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Procrastination. Why do we do it? Foroux argues that we often misunderstand procrastination. We think it's about laziness, but it's not. It is an emotional regulation problem. We avoid tasks because they make us feel uncomfortable, anxious, or bored. Think about the last time you put off a big project. Did you delay it because you physically couldn't do it? Probably not. You delayed it because the sheer size of the task felt overwhelming. You were afraid of failing, or perhaps afraid of not doing it perfectly. Foroux introduces a concept called Akrasia. This is an ancient Greek term that means acting against your better judgment. You know you should be working out, but you watch Netflix instead. You know you should be writing that report, but you scroll through social media. This is Akrasia. It is the state of giving in to instant gratification instead of doing what is good for your future self. The book emphasizes that the first step to beating this is self-forgiveness. Guilt is a heavy burden. When you beat yourself up for wasting time yesterday, you only increase the stress that leads to more procrastination today. So the author's first lesson is simple. Forgive yourself for the past. It's gone. Focus entirely on the present moment. Now that we understand the why, let's talk about the how. How do we shift from a state of waiting to a state of doing? Foroux suggests we need to cultivate an action mindset. Many of us are trapped in the research trap. We read books, watch tutorials, and buy equipment. We feel like we are making progress, but we are just preparing. Preparation is safe. Action is risky. But preparation without action is just procrastination in disguise. The author suggests a powerful rule, the 5-minute rule. It works like this. If you are dreading a task, tell yourself you will do it for just 5 minutes. That's it. You don't have to finish the report. You just have to write the opening sentence. You don't have to clean the whole house. You just have to wash 2 dishes. Why does this work? Because the hardest part of any task is starting. The psychological friction is highest at the beginning. Once you break that surface tension, momentum takes over. Usually after 5 minutes, you'll find that the task isn't as scary as you thought, and you'll keep going. Another key component of the action mindset is eliminating choices. We live in an age of decision fatigue. Every day we are bombarded with thousands of choices. What to wear, what to eat, which email to answer first. This drains your willpower. Foroux recommends streamlining your life. Wear similar clothes every day. Eat simple meals. Create a routine. When you reduce the number of small, meaningless decisions you have to make, you save your mental energy for the big, important decisions, like doing your work. Let's get tactical. How do you actually organize your day to ensure you do it today? Foroux outlines a system that focuses on effectiveness over efficiency. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. He emphasizes the importance of prioritization. Not all tasks are created equal. You might have 10 things on your to-do list, but usually only 1 or 2 of them will actually move the needle on your long-term goals. The author is a big proponent of journaling and planning the night before. Before you go to sleep, write down the 3 most important things you must achieve tomorrow. Just 3. When you wake up, you don't have to waste energy wondering, what should I do? The script is already written. You just have to follow it. This prevents you from getting sucked into the reactive mode, where you spend your morning answering emails and putting out fires for other people instead of working on your own goals. Foroux also discusses the power of deep work. In our modern world, we are constantly distracted by pings, rings, and buzzes. We mistake busyness for productivity, but bouncing between emails and Slack messages is shallow work. It doesn't create value. To produce high-quality work, you need uninterrupted blocks of time. This means turning off your phone, closing the 20 tabs open on your browser, Foroux suggests working in focused bursts, perhaps 60 to 90 minutes, followed by a genuine break. And speaking of breaks, let's talk about the unsung hero of productivity: rest. This might sound counterintuitive in a book titled Do It Today, but Foroux dedicates a significant portion of his philosophy to resting. He argues that you cannot be productive if you are burned out. We often think of downtime as wasting time. We feel guilty if we aren't constantly hustling. But the brain is like a muscle. If you train it nonstop without recovery, it will get injured. In mental terms, that injury looks like brain fog, irritability, and a lack of creativity. Foroux distinguishes between low-quality leisure and high-quality leisure. Low-quality leisure is scrolling through TikTok or Instagram for 2 hours. It entertains you, but it doesn't recharge you. In fact, it often leaves you feeling drained and overstimulated. High-quality leisure is restorative. It is reading a book, going for a walk in nature, exercising, or spending uninterrupted time with loved ones. The author urges you to be as intentional about your rest as you are about your work. Schedule your downtime. Protect it. He also touches on the information diet. We consume too much news and too much media. Most of it is negative, repetitive, or irrelevant to our lives. This constant consumption clutters our minds. Foroux advises us to disconnect. Go offline. Reclaim your headspace. When your mind is clear, your actions become sharper. One of the most comforting messages in the book is the idea of consistency over intensity. We often see success as a result of massive, heroic effort. We imagine pulling all-nighters or working 18-hour days. But Foroux argues that this is unsustainable. The real key to success is small actions, repeated daily over a long period of time. This is the concept of compounding. Just as money compounds in a savings account, your efforts compound over time. Writing 500 words a day doesn't seem like much, but do that for a year, and you have a book. Exercising for 20 minutes a day doesn't seem heroic, but do that for a decade, and you are healthier than 90% of the population. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. If you miss a day, don't spiral into guilt. Just get back on track the next day. The author reminds us that life is a marathon, not a sprint. If you sprint at the beginning, you will collapse before the finish line. Pace yourself. Towards the latter part of the book, Foroux delves into the mindset required to sustain this lifestyle. He draws heavily from Stoic philosophy. Life is unpredictable. You will face setbacks. You will face rejection. You will face days where everything goes wrong. A procrastinator lets these external events derail them. They use a bad mood or a rainy day as an excuse to do nothing. A person who does it today understands that they cannot control external events. They can only control their reaction to them. Foroux teaches us to detach our self-worth from our productivity. You are not a robot. You are a human being. Your value doesn't come from how many items you check off a list. Productivity is simply a tool to help you live a better life, not the meaning of life itself. He warns against the trap of comparison. With social media, it is easy to look at others and feel like you are falling behind. But you are seeing their highlight reel, not their behind-the-scenes struggles. Focus on your own path. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. As we wrap up this summary of Do It Today, let's bring it back to the core message. We often live as if we have unlimited time. We say, someday I will write that book. Someday I will travel. Someday I will get fit. But someday is not a day of the week. Darius Foroux forces us to look at the calendar and realize that the only time we truly possess is right now. The past is a memory. The future is a dream. The present is where action happens. To summarize the key takeaways we've covered, forgive yourself. Stop feeling guilty about past procrastination. 1. Use the 5-minute rule. Overcome the fear of starting by committing to just 5 minutes. 2. Prioritize ruthlessly. Focus on the 2 to 3 tasks that actually matter. 3. Disconnect. Stop consuming endless information and start creating. 4. Rest intentionally. Treat recovery as part of your job. 5. Be consistent. Small steps, taken every day, lead to massive results. The book is not asking you to become a machine. It is asking you to become the architect of your own life. It is asking you to stop being a passenger who watches time fly by and start being the driver. So here is your challenge for today, not for tomorrow, for today. Pick one thing you have been putting off, just one. Apply the 5-minute rule. Do it now. Because as Foroux reminds us, action is the cure to fear. Action is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Do it today. Thank you for listening.